Welcome back to the Christian J Show, the Crime Chronicles. Today we revisit one of the darkest chapters in modern American history. April 15th, 2013, the Boston Marathon, a celebration of endurance and community, became the stage for terror. This is the story of the Boston Marathon bombing. Boston's Boylston Street was live with cheers. Families, runners, and volunteers filled the sidewalks. The marathon had always been more than a race. It was a tradition, resilience, and pride. At 2:49 p.m., the first explosion ripped through the crowd. Seconds later, a second bomb detonated. Chaos erupted. The bombs were pressure cookers, packed with nails and ball bearings, designed to maximize destruction. 3 lives were lost instantly. Martin Rich, 8 years old. Bengizi Liu, 23, a graduate student from China. And Crystal Campbell, 29, from Medford, Massachusetts. More than 260 others were injured. Some lost limbs. Others carried scars that would never fade. The attackers were brothers, Tamerlan, 26, and Dzhokhar, 19. They lived in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Self-radicalized, motivated by extremist ideology, they turned against the very community that had welcomed them. For days, Boston lived in fear. Who were these men? Where would they strike next? On April 18th, the brothers murdered MIT police officer Sean Kohler in cold blood, attempting to steal his weapon. Hours later, they carjacked a vehicle, kidnapped its driver, and fled, sparking a violent chase through Watertown. Gunfire erupted, explosives were thrown. In the chaos, Tamala was killed. Dee escaped, hiding in a boat in a suburban backyard. The image of his capture, blooded, weak, yet alive, became iconic. The bombing wasn't just about loss. It was about survival. Take Jeff Bauman. He lost both legs in the blast. His image, being rushed in a wheelchair by a man in a cowboy hat, became one of the most haunting photographs of this day. Yet Jeff went on to rebuild his life, becoming a symbol of resilience. Or Adrienne Hazlett Davis, a professional dancer who lost her leg. She returned to the stage, performing again, proving that terror could not silence art. Survivors became living testaments of strength. Their stories carried through Boston, and it carried Boston forward too. Boston was shaken, but it was not broken. The phrase Boston Strong became a rallying cry. Law enforcement mobilized like never before. Thousands of officers, federal agents, and military personnel locked down the city. Residents sheltered in place, streets emptied. Silence fell over Boston. When Dee was finally captured, relief swept through the city. People cheered in the streets. For a moment, unity overcame fear. In 2015, Dee was convicted on 30 federal charges, including the use of a weapon of mass destruction. He was sentenced to death, though appeals continued. The scars remained physical, emotional, spiritual. Survivors rebuilt their lives, some returning to run the marathon again, defying terror with resilience. The Boston Marathon bombing was more than an act of violence. It was a reminder of how quickly joy can turn into tragedy, how ordinary lives can be shattered in seconds. But it also showed us something else: the strength of a community, the power of resilience, and the refusal to let terror define us. This has been the Christian J Show, the Crime Chronicles. Thank you for listening to the story of the Boston Marathon bombing. Stay vigilant, stay strong, and remember, history isn't just about what happened, it's about how we choose to carry forward.